I'm going to give people a chance to load up in the room. Welcome back to my channel, Naughty Love Movement. We about to get into the sauce, honey. Hey, everybody. Please come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. We got some Diddy. Hashtag no Diddy updates. Hey, Miss Isa. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a beautiful start to their day. I know I am. I'm eating some curry chicken and some shrimp fried rice. I just kind of popped on here, so I'm just giving it a chance to send out the notifications. And just to give y'all a background while people loading up. Girl, get slayed, honey. What color you getting? I know I'm about to order. One of my favorite petty colors is the Tiffany blue. Yeah. I love the way it pops on my skin. So what color you getting right now? I'm yellow. See? You don't even know. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Happy Friday to everybody. Come on in, Naughty Crew. Load up, load up, load up. Like, comment, share. Like, comment, share. We're about to get into some stuff, okay? Because Miss Voletta Wallace has spoken, honey. Thank you so much, Miss Kaiser. All right, so today we on Diddy neck. We got a few updates. We got people saying some disparaging things about Cassie, which I think is disgusting. After seeing that video, that you would traumatize her more by saying like, oh, she was down for Kim Porter. You know, the diddler created like a whole cult environment. And part of that, you know, his harem of women, I'm sure he was in each of their ear so that they'll be turning against each other. Because ultimately, he don't want them to talk. Because he needs to continue to get his way. So we're going to get into some of that. Also, Diddy's daughter Chance, she graduated and Diddy was a no-show. Where is the diddler? Has anybody seen the diddler? Child. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Because we're going to get into some stuff. We want to get into some stuff and we multitasking, Naughty Crew. All right, guys. So, like, comment, share, and donations are definitely appreciated. I just ask that you please respect community guidelines in your chat. Respect each other. All opinions are welcomed. Just don't be disrespectful. Because everybody's entitled to their opinion, how they feel on things. I just don't want it to be nasty. And people be in their feelings. Because yesterday the trolls was trolling, honey, because I was talking about Donald Trump. Chill. Did y'all see him on Fox News this morning trying to debunk everything? Sir, save it for the appeal. We don't want to hear nothing from you. You convicted. So shout out to TMZ for this first article. So the Notorious B.I.G, his mom says she wants to slap the diddler. And she says she's praying for Cassie. So let's jump into this article, chill. And just to give y'all a little background, you know, I always felt it was suspicious the way the Notorious B.I.G. Biggie was taken away from us. It has been rumored through the years, like, Diddy has said things because Biggie was about to leave Bad Boy. He's about to go off and start his own label because he came with a lot of artists. Lil Kim, Lil C's, what was they called? Junior Mafia or whatever. And Diddy has been rumored to say things like, I'm never going to give him his publishing and his rights to his music or his name and things like that. He'll end up dead before I give it up. And then coincidentally, that's what really happened. And guess who profited off of, hey Carol, happy Friday. Guess who profited off of the Notorious B.I.G. all these years, for the past 30 years? The diddler. Y'all don't find that suspicious? Y'all don't find that weird? Just like the Kim Porter stuff. In my opinion, the diddler is an aerial killer. I said it. That's my opinion. Aw, thank you. Thank you. I had a lot of business to handle this morning. I'm trying to get some affairs in order. So, you know how that goes. So let's jump into this TMZ article to see what Miss Voletta Wallace has to say. I remember I was watching Choke No Joke, and he's a YouTuber, right? He went to the premiere of when the movie Notorious came out. And what I remember him saying is he walked up in that scene and Voletta Wallace was inconsolable, in tears, bawling. This is at the premiere of the movie, which they didn't even get Lil Kim's input. Weird. Or whatever. And Choke No Joke said, after the movie premiere was done, the diddler was jumping up in the seats like, Big, Big, we did it, Big. I love you, Big. You don't find that weird? You don't find that suspicious? They wasn't even really friends like that. And Voletta Wallace, through the years, has spoken out how her son was duped over $25,000. Basically saying he was robbed. All that work he put in to the music and everything, the diddler robbed him just like he does all his other artists. Okay? So, I wanted to present that information and those little tidbits before we got into the article to kind of put a preference on how Miss Wallace really feels about the diddler, all right? So, the Notorious B.I.G.'s mom, Voletta Wallace, thinks Diddy needs a motherly pimp slap after the Cassie video. And she says she loved to be the one who delivers it. Ciao. So Miss Voletta gave Rolling Stone her unfiltered opinion on the heels of their engrossing report on Diddy's alleged past at Bad Boy. As well, the explosive video that showed him knocking Cassie between the washer and the dryer at the hotel in 2016. And she rained down disappointment as if he was her own son. She quotes, she says, I hope that I see Sean one day, and the only thing I want to do is slap the daylights out of him. And you can quote me on that because I liked him. Voletta added, I didn't want to believe all the awful things, but I'm so ashamed and embarrassed. So Biggie's mom also demanded Diddy apologize to Cassie and his own mother, Janice Combs. Janice Combs, where is Janice Combs? She is been, hey. All right. So now Diddy did release the video not too long after the 2016 assault footage leak. It's unclear whether she didn't see it or doesn't count it as a true apology. Aww. Hey, Michelle. Christopher. Michelle, did you see Trump this morning on chat? All right, so Diddy's mom's Dukes has stayed silent throughout the allegations, but a lot of other people have weighed in with their opinions from all parts of the entertainment industry. Now Diddy's former right-hand man's mom has done the same, and she's pissed. Cassie, for her part, doesn't foresee her healing from the incident ever ending, and she made that much clear in the statement she posted in the aftermath. All right, so Miss Wallace wants to... It's crazy. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think. I mean, I feel like her feelings are valid. Girl, Michelle, all these excuses. He broke down everything. Well, there wasn't nothing illegal here. It was an NDA. All these excuses, child. You ain't missed much. Oh my God, it was a brutal brawl at the check-in counter. All right, so on the tails end of that, Diddy's oldest daughter, Chance, has now graduated, and they saying the diddler was a no-show. Hold on, let me see. Here it is. So it looks like the boys, Chance and Justin, or Christian and Justin, showed their face in LA for Chance's graduation. But the dealer was not there. But as you can see, it's all the brothers there. Okay. So Diddy's family members were out and about in Los Angeles this week to celebrate one of his kids' graduations. And that includes his two sons that were caught up in the West Coast raid. The hip-hop mogul Brood hit the town Thursday night on the heels of his teenage daughter Chance's ceremony, where she walked the stage as a high school graduate, and while Papa Bear himself wasn't there. You could argue he was with them in spirit. So this is Chance. She posted this to her Instagram. My fancy Chance. So congratulations to her, because in the wake of all of this, she still managed to graduate. So Justin and Kristen King Combs were amongst the kiddos who hit Mr. Child after graduation. As you can see, they weren't hiding and shying away from anything. In fact, they looked happy because they have the same attitude like their father. They don't feel like anything is going to happen. Why people getting on Lenny Kravitz because he was celibate for 9 years? I respect it. And guess what? Lenny Kravitz ain't got a bunch of illegitimate kids running around, okay? But he's a health guru. I watched his YouTube channel where he showed us around his compound. And I want to be like Lenny Kravitz when I grow up. And he eats all natural. I ain't mad at him at all. These young people need to step up and adopt those same habits. Like, why y'all ragging on him? So anyway, back to the diddler. So congratulations to Chance, because in the wake of all of this drama, she still managed to get her high school diploma. But it's also rumored to say, they're saying that he was absent from the twins' prom and things like that. You know, I really think it's a situation. I really think it's a situation where he knows, like, if he shows up to these certain events, it people are not going to be in favor of him, so he's choosing to stay away. And I think that's the best way. Unless they probably camouflaging, so he trying to plan his escape because he know that indictment coming. He know that indictment is coming, honey. So he probably trying to escape the Bali with the other rapist, Russell Simmons. He laying low. I'ma ask y'all this. Do y'all think he gonna run? I think he gonna run. I think he gonna try it. He gonna try to Osama bin Laden us. Alright, so on the tails ends of this, there was a podcast which freaking floored me. I was just disgusted by what I heard. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Right. Hey, Veronica. You think his ego will stop him from running? He really thinks he can get off, no? And shout out to Eye of Horrors. So Kim Porter's friend sends prayers to Cassie, but states Cassie laughed at Diddy abusing Kim Porter until she eventually became Kim Porter, allegedly. Let's hear what this y'all. And I know that African woman, what was her name? Buta, whatever, was speaking out. But to me, she did not have any facts. She was just running her mouth and trolling. But this is what's wrong with the world today. Here we go.
As a stick up for Puff, I do.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
Hey, man, Cassie,
so I want him to hear this.
Cassie ain't the bitch y'all think she is. I always say this, man. Domestic violence is not always abuse because some bitches like to fight. Cassie is the same woman that would go to Puff Daddy's house while Kim Porter was alive and watch Puffy beat on Kim, cuss Kim out, abuse Kim, and laugh at Kim. Kim's friends have came out and it's documented that they say Cassie used to be torturing Kim with Puff. She is not this victim broad that everybody is making her out to be. This is a treacherous bitch. Anytime a woman that is that beautiful is dating a nigga that is that regular looking, she's hustling her pussy. This is a woman that hustles. Ain't nobody got the courage to stick up for Puff. I do.
This is what my problem is with this ignorant mofo. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. 19 people in the building, hit the like button. This is what I have a problem with. After seeing that video, okay, I really feel like this. Diddy, look at his history. He was dating Misa. He laid hands on her because it was rumored she was messing with Eric Sermon. And he just have the attitude, once you mine, you all the way mines, right? Weird, right? Then he cheats on Misa with her friend, Kim Porter. Then he cheats on Kim Porter with Tupac's ex, Sarah. And then from there, he bring Cassie in the fold. You don't know what that man was lying to her about to turn them against each other. It's the manipulation for me. And you down with that? You down with DV? DV is never okay. I don't care if it's coming from a woman to a man or a man to a woman. It's not okay. Keep your hands to yourself. It's not okay. And I just think it's really ignorant and irresponsible for him to be making this statement right now. Because I bring you to this. If there was no validity to what Cassie was saying, why Puffy settle? Why Puffy P. Diddy brother love come? Why did he settle within 24 hours? I just think he's ignorant. But this is the problem with the industry, because it's people like him that will continue to make excuses for these abusive narcissists. Hey, King Hazy. Why he settled, King Hazy? Let me know. Because Cassie is the roadmap to all the trafficking. All right, so the full interview was on Street Bang TV. If y'all interested in entertaining ugliness. Now, also, Diddy Dirty Money. Right, that's part of the reason. I agree with that. So y'all remember Diddy's group, Diddy Dirty Money? Kalina, she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. All right, so Kalina Harper from Diddy Dirty Money still supports Diddy, says his former artists have disgruntled employee syndrome. He was effing coolish. Girl, bye. This is another broken woman. Thank you for joining us, King Hayes. I appreciate you. All right, and all opinions are appreciated here, but we just ask that you respect. Hey, say Hudson, Booski, Booski, what's up? We getting into the diddler, girl. Hashtag no Diddy in the chat, y'all. So Kalina Harper, former member of Diddy Dirty Money, and where's her career? And where's her career? And where's her career? Where's her career? That's why you want Love and Hip Hop? Not no more. Where's her career? So, shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. She say, they say, y'all remember Kalina Harper from Diddy's former group, Diddy Dirty Money? Well, she's speaking out in support of Diddy and Rolling Stones expose about the mogul. She believes Diddy was a cool person and she never had an issue with him during her time of employment. In the article, Kalina is quoted saying that her time in the group was one of the highs of her life and the end of your career. I'm just saying. And she has some amazing experiences working with Diddy. Though most of his bad boy artists would say the exact opposite, Kalina believes they are suffering from disgruntled employee syndrome and placing the blame for their failed careers on everyone but themselves. He was effing cool as shit, she said to the publication. Well, girl, you one of... Because how many of his friends from his college days spoke to CNN and Rolling Stone? She must try to revive her career or something. And this is how I feel when people are ignorant. Motherfuckers guilty, that motherfucker's 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 guilty, that mother. Y'all heard it here first. She a dang fool. And Diddy probably paid her to say that. Because she needed the money. He's guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty. That's a jam. That's a summer jam right there. Guilty, that motherfucker's 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 guilty, guilty, he's guilty, that motherfucker's guilty, that motherfucker's guilty, that motherfucker's. That's gonna be our theme song for the hashtag No Diddy Diddler. Y'all heard it here first at Naughty Love Movie. Ciao. Alright, so I just think people are really, really ignorant. Both of them. Both of them. That's for Trump and Diddy. Yes. Spitfire. Please thumbs up the video. Thumbs up the video. Did y'all hear that this young lady is coming out saying she's the alleged daughter of Tupac?
It was really weird. At first, I thought I was tripping. But no. Around that time, Unthinkable with Alicia Keys came out. It was around the time that I seen him again. And he did a collab with Alicia Keys. And people thought that was just machines and, you know, people have that power to just completely use that voice all over again. No. No. Sounded like he was right there, wasn't it? He is. And I'm sure now he won't be able to take this information getting out there, because when you fake your death, you really want to escape from the truth and all the secrets that you have. You escape from the fact that you may be a killer and a pedophile. You escape from the fact that when you sold your soul, you might have sold your child.
What the blood clot go on? What the blood clot go on? Nah, man. I think it's cat too. What the Legina Gold is going on? Before people speak, they really need to do a DNA test. You know, Tupac's father is still alive, and I have a close friend that is friends with him. Do a DNA test before you start running your mouth, chick. That's just like that chick that was running around saying she was Janet Jackson love child between her and DeBarge. Child, these people is losing their rabbit ass minds. They losing their rabbit ass minds. Let me see. There's some stuff going on. Yeah. Simone Biles did her big one last night. I'm gonna try to do a well, this weekend is gonna be kind of tight for me. Cause we going to Philly. I'm going to see Nas tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to the Roots Festival. And I'm going to see my family. So I might go live so y'all can meet some of my cousins. They trying everything, child. They trying everything. Alright, I'm just making sure I don't have no more Diddy stuff going on. People are reacting to Trump's. It's like split, if you ask me. Alright, I did have something else on Diddy. What's this? Hold on.
These RICO charges aren't the only things that Jay-Z needs to be worried about, because Chris Brown just exposed him in the wildest way that you could ever imagine. Over the past couple of years, there have been multiple allegations of how Jay-Z allegedly derails the career of artists, and Chris Brown is stepping up to confirm the allegations, claiming that Jay-Z allegedly had him blackballed because of Rihanna. And it's not for the reason you think. Chris is also speaking out about that 2009 incident between him and Rihanna, and he is finally telling his side of the story. According to Chris, Rihanna had been cheating on him with Jay-Z, and had also allegedly given him an STI that she had gotten from Jay-Z. If you think that's bad enough, well, you might want to sit down for the rest of this tea, because Chris has some of the wildest, sickest stories to tell about what really happened between Rihanna and Jay-Z.
I'm gonna look into that further, y'all. Oh, so Carol, I'm gonna be at Paramount Park around 2. If you want to do a meetup. Alright, and I remember DMX. I can't wait to see Nas. Nasir, I'm coming for you. Take me to the Queensbridge. Nasir. I can't wait to see Nas. Fairmount Park, West Philly side. Just look up the Roots Picnic. It'll come up. Google the Roots Picnic. Trump is guilty. Yes, Spitfire. Trump is so fucking guilty. Look, this young man said it best. Hold on. Let me do this last Diddy one and we'll do a little bit of Trump stuff because we were talking about that yesterday. Boom. Remember DMX had this interview, y'all? Wait, hold on.
Well, you know, Locks got signed by it. Even though I bought the Locks Tour Riders, you know, they got signed. They were a safer group, you know, upside them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first. And they were on the Benjamins and she was going, but they made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for them and took all their publishing and raped them. Like, damn. I'm bad. I didn't, you know. I don't know what it was.
Okay, just like he did Biggie. And let me remind y'all of this interview when the Locks was on Hot 97.
Okay, you a thief, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out there. Yo, how we just three guys you don't even mess with. You had your ace boom publishing. You don't let his publishing.
My Biggie.
You don't let your man's publishing go. Argue in front of New York. That's the way you want to. Do you own your man's publishing, though? I nothing to y'all, man. Do you own your man's publishing? New York could believe it or whatever. Do you own your man's publishing? I can sleep good at night because I ain't never seen none of y'all. And if y'all ever want to... you had a whole bunch of artists that had that's it. Dog, you had a bunch of artists whose careers never went right with you, dog. Be for real, dog. Look at the list. I'm only list. You don't want to be violent. You the artist that did the best for yourself. Look at your list, dog. Look at all the artists you dealt with. Look at the situation they dealt with. You know, when the world not happy with you gone. Ain't not happy with you gone. We not happy with you gone. Ain't not happy. You're a thief. Okay. You're a thief. Man.
Y'all remember that? They not lying. He is a thief. They are not lying. And that's when they joined. Remember, DMX brought them in the fold of Rough Riders. Yes, please hit that like button. Alzheimer's shipped. What the heck happened here? Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking. Y'all remember that? Like the video, share the video. Please, and donations are definitely appreciated. Hey, Danny. Happy Friday. Carol said, no lies detected. Child, Diddy, that diddler is something else. And let me remind you of the Day 26 interview. Here we go.
Anybody really agree with me because, you know, certain people sign up to get fucked. Certain people, if you're gonna keep it real, certain people sign up to do the job of paying your rent that way. You know, I didn't sign up for that. I felt like my talent was enough. So now that 4 years later that I have experience in seeing, not putting anyone's business out because, you know, what you do in your personal bed is whatever you do. But as far as me, when I go to an appearance, I want to get paid for that appearance. We never.
Okay? This man has been screwing artists for years. He is not a good person. The diddler is not a good person. He really isn't. And neither is Donald Trump. All right, so fans are reacting. Well, people are reacting on social media about Donald Trump's verdict. He gave like a 2-hour-long street. Michelle, did you get to see Michael Cohen? Because I didn't get to see. Oh, I could look it up though. He looked so relieved when he was talking. This man is a master narcissist. I was watching him on Fox, and he is so full of himself. It's not even funny. Everything is a freaking witch hunt, and Trump does nothing wrong. I live with someone like that. That's like a narcissist. Can't do no wrong. And they try to throw my YouTube channel in my face. Like, I'm not no fan. I'm not... You bet. Yo. And they was like, Diddy want his business back. And I say, you just like Diddy. That's why I can relate. And you keep it up, I'm going to expose you like the diddler. Just saying. People better stop playing with me. So, people are reacting because they like, how is he convicted and still can run for president? Like, anybody else get a felony conviction, you're limited on your jobs. You're limited on where you can live. You're limited on so many, you can't vote. How is this man still able to run for president? Let's hear what this person has to say because I thought it was very good perspective. I love y'all too, Knotty Crew. I love every last one of my Knotty Crew, but people, they hate. They hate. That's all it is. I don't care. I don't care what that person thinks of me anyway, so whatever.
My grandma a convicted felon. My daddy a convicted felon. My mama a convicted felon. So I'm not really that move or celebratory behind somebody being a convicted felon, especially because I know they ain't gonna have no implications on their real life. When my mama and my daddy and my grandma caught their felonies, it changed their life forever and made it where there are certain opportunities, accessibility, and resources they no longer can put their hands on because they're a convicted felon. I'm talking about a lot of jobs in this country will make it where you no longer are eligible for that job because you have a convicted felon. You feel me? So the fact that this man has studied 4 of them and still is able to run for commander-in-chief of this country, it really make me feel this type of way. You know what I'm saying? And then the pessimist in me make it where I become so desensitized to what's going on in this country. It's like, hey, what this mean? Because in my mind, shit, even if they were to convict him 4 days before the Republican Party said that he was the primary candidate, the folks would still figure out some type of way to vote for him. So again, for me, it's like, what it mean? What is the implications of him having these 34 felonies? And I know a whole bunch of folks that got felonies and they can't do nothing. But he's able to still run for president of the United States. Shit crazy to me, man. And free all the guys, especially when knocked up for nonviolent victimless crimes.
Period. Makes a lot of sense to me. How could that be? How could he still be able to run and he's got convicted? He should not still be eligible for presidency. It's you know what I equate to that as an example? Just like the vote. And that's why a lot of people don't like the vote. Because, like, a lot of people feel like, okay, I go out, take my time to vote, but then the electoral vote could overcast my vote. Make that make sense. Like, they just have so many systems in place to protect these men in power. It's disgusting. But what he says makes sense. Why is he able to run? Craziest thing I ever seen? Yes, Michelle. He's speaking facts. Oh, gosh. He is speaking facts. But as usual, per usual, there are Trump supporters going ham, going crazy. And this is what he wants. Here they go. Look at these mofos outside of the courts.
He was found guilty. Holy mother, you suck. You suck. There is no justice in this country. He's guilty. Not guilty. He's guilty. You pieces of shit. Why the God? These shit die. You're fucking corrupt. Your fucking kids are all dead. Your kids are all dead. There's no justice in this country. It's all corruption. It's all fucking corruption. I have a message for you. You won the con. Won the con. I'm fucking pissed. You and Joe Biden is one of us. He's one of us. And now they have only made the poll numbers go higher. I guarantee that's what you're going to see coming next. The polls are going up. Donald Trump is going to win even harder. They're going to have to bring in Michelle Obama. They're going to have to bring in Michelle Obama, Big Mike, in August to try and fix things. But that's not going to work either. The numbers are going to go so high for Trump right now that it's over for Biden. It's over for the Democrats. You, Judge Juan. You. There is no justice in this country. We want a democracy. This is America. You railroaded this man. He committed no crimes. You. I'm mad as hell, as they say. I'm mad as hell. Let's take to the streets. Let's take to the fucking streets. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Let's take to the fucking streets. Good. Let's block traffic. Corruption in this country. They're convicted an innocent man. He committed no crimes.
That is what you call mental illness. Untreated. Oh, my cousin just sent me something on Trump. Let me see what she sent, y'all. Let's hear.
I'm going to show you some former Trump administration officials who have issued dire warnings about re-electing Donald Trump.
Hold on. Shout out to Defiant Lawyers, Nullifying Systematic Racism. Subscribed. I got to sign in. This falls under fair use. Let's hear what they got to say. After what we just witnessed, that mental meltdown. Fair use. Here we go.
If you care anything about your country, if you care anything about civil rights, you will not allow any devil out of hell to convince you to vote for no one except Joe Biden. You will not allow anyone to cause you to vote the couch. Because the threat that Trump poses to our nation is real. And don't take it from me. You're going to hear the words of people who know Trump the best. Folks who work for him and saved us from absolute disaster. We're going to play some video. You're going to see what I'm saying. This is scary stuff. Stay with me.
Stay with me, y'all.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am attorney Augustus Corbett, one half of the Defiant Lawyers. And each and every week, we bring you at least one legal analysis of some trending story regarding politics, policies, personalities, or pop culture to empower you with the information you need to defy an unjust legal system and to nullify systemic racism. If that interests you, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell. Thank you for tuning in. And the intro was not hyperbole. This is coming from people who know Donald Trump the best. And it's scary. It is not only scary, it's sad. Again, if you care anything about the United States of America, and if you care anything...
Hold on, Carol. What do you mean, the website? Right. Are they going to storm the Capitol? Do you mean the video, the YouTube video I'm listening to? Or for the Roots? You just have to Google the Roots Picnic, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Roots Picnic. Oh, the video. It's called the Defiant Lawyers, Nullifying Systematic Racism. I like this. I'm subscribing. All right, let's get into it. We're going to do as much as we can. Here we go. Shout out to them. Like, comment, share. Go over and subscribe. Right. Okay. Here we go.
About civil rights. You will pull the lever for one person and one person only. Joe Biden. No matter what you think about him, no matter what gripes you have toward him, no matter what you've been told, what you've heard about Joe Biden, he does not come close to the threat that Donald Trump, MAGA, Project 2025, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that whole crowd of people, we cannot let them control the government ever again. And you're going to see why. And once again, don't take it from me. I'm just going to push the buttons so that you can hear for yourself. All right? Now, before we get into that, please go to Amazon and grab your copy of my book, Education and Justice. Also, the BARS Summer Reading Program, the registration is still open. We extended the registration because the response has been great. All right, so let us get into this material. It's tough to watch and hear, but we have to. We have 6 months to literally save our country. Donald Trump is angry. He is vindictive. He's full of grievance.
And let me remind you, he said, if I do not, his words, if I do not become president, there will be BLOOD shed. Okay? All right, we learned it together, you guys. I already been on the right side of right when it came to Trump. You know, I just respect people's positions, but I ain't beat for him becoming president again.
And all of that is on top of the issues that he already had. that you're going to hear about today from folks who know him best. Let's get into it.
Well, the rule of law in this country, especially the court system, has passed its stress test. Slow on the federal side, but this is a great example for our people.
You say it's passed its stress test. Are you concerned that it may get a test unlike any other if Donald Trump is reelected? I mean, when you think about a second Trump administration, what do you think the implications would be for the FBI?
Oh, serious. And for the Justice Department and the FBI, because Trump is coming for those institutions. He knows their power, and I think he has regrets that he didn't work hard enough to corrupt them last time. So he's coming for them, and that's a danger for all Americans. He's going to put people in positions in those organizations.
He is an agent of chaos.
He didn't have all-stars the last time. He'll have the bottom of the barrel this time, but people who will want to do his will, and that should worry every American. This election matters because of a reason like that. People have to participate. You cannot sit on the sideline. I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden, you must vote for him because the consequences on the other side are too severe.
You heard it from James Comey, Trump's former FBI director.
James.
Now, he said,
hold on.
The other side are too severe.
You heard it from James
Comey, his former FBI director. Trump is a threat. He puts us in danger, i.e. the Coviana, and how it ended up in America, and he was aware. All right? Don't forget, he likes to canoodle with dictators. The list goes on and on about him. Here we go.
Trump's former FBI director. Now, he said our country's legal system, the rule of law, had passed the stress test. But if Trump gets back in office, he's going for DOJ, FBI, and let me tell you how scary that is. Because Trump then can take the FBI and send the FBI and the Department of Justice against everybody who crossed him. Everyone who crossed him will be in the crosshairs of the FBI and the Department of Justice. And as Comey just said, this time he will have the people in place who are sycophantic. In other words, they are willing and desiring to do everything Trump wants. That puts all of us in Trump's crosshair. FBI, like I said, the Department of Justice. Not trying to scare you. That was James Comey. And you heard what he said. Vote for Biden. Don't take it from me.
Share, like, comment, share.
FBI director who knows Trump far, far, far better than me and most people on the planet, because he heard Trump's deepest, darkest secrets and desires. He's warning the country. All right, that's James Comey. Let's go back to the video. We're going to hear from Liz Cheney.
Given your experience, do you look at politics differently? Do you say, you know, we spend a lot of time demonizing the other side, which put all of our supporters in the mindset of, you know what, they're not just wrong, they're evil.
Yeah, absolutely. If everything that a political adversary does is met with, you know, an attack that, oh my God, this is, you know, the worst possible thing you can imagine. This is dire. Then when you face something that really is dire, like we are facing today with respect to Donald Trump and his efforts to unravel the republic, people become numb to the truth because they feel like, well, we've heard that so many times before from politicians.
How true that is, right? People cry wolf all the time. Most important election in your lifetime. And I actually heard somebody say, they always say that. No.
Wow, sorry to hear that, Andronique.
The threat is existential. It actually exists. These people who have the courage to speak out against Trump, all of them have paid a price. Liz Cheney.
See, they all have paid a price. You go against him, he has retaliation tactics, just like all the cults in this country. This behavior is not new. It's indoctrinated in America. I'm good in yourself, Derek. Thank you for joining. Please, you guys, make sure you like, comment, and share. We are reviewing content from Defiant Lawyers, Nullifying Systematic Racism, and they're pointing out all the reasons why Trump does not need to become president again. And I think we all need to be educated on this. It goes beyond taxes. He is a threat for this country. He's a liability. I think I remember the FBI director saying one of the number one threats to America is our own in-home terrorists. It's crazy.
Former GOP congresswoman, she lost her seat. James Comey, he paid a serious price. And folks who are out here prosecuting Trump, the judges, the attorneys, the media, I know this, that we got to stand up against this threat. If you care anything about America, if you care anything about democracy,
Happy Friday, Curse.
Democracy, our democratic republic, which is the ability, for example, to express ourselves about who represent us.
Right.
That's an aspect of democracy. Trump could take that away from us. Trump could take free speech away from us. Trump is literally trying to transform this country and those who support him. Project 2025, MAGA. They want to transform this country into a fascist state, a fascist country, a fascist nation, an autocracy. I've talked about all of this with you. And I've not talked with you about this just to be saying something on YouTube. I'm literally warning you. I think my concern is greater than many people because I'm a lawyer, I believe. And I understand the legal system. I see behind the scenes what MAGA, what the GOP, what they're trying to do to the country so that they can do what they want to do to civil rights, so that they can do what they want to do to protect white supremacy. White male hegemony is what they're trying to protect because they feel like it is threatened. So in order to impose their will once again, because the Voting Rights Act, which they basically gutted, how many times have I said that? The Civil Rights Act of 64, they're trying to gut that. 14th Amendment, anything that interferes with their ability to protect white male supremacy, it's in their crosshairs. And so in order to establish, how do they say it? To make America great again, they're going after it.
Right.
In order to do that, or the end result of that, is an autocracy. Fascism. I mean, it's the very same thing that we see. It's not the first time. We've seen this in many other countries. And those are the countries that Trump loves the best.
Russia.
Right? North Korea, Russia, China,
Communists.
He loves those leaders the best because that's what he wants to do to this country. And it's the reason why we have to vote for Joe Biden. We have basically two realistic choices. I love Cornel West. You've heard me say it before. Probably under different circumstances, I would vote for him. I love what he stands for. I love what Dr. West stands for. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is out there. You cannot vote for those people and not vote for Joe Biden, because a vote for any of those or a vote on the couch, I have come to despise the ideal, the notion of black people sitting on the couch at this very critical hour. And even if it wasn't critical, the vote means so much to the African American. Do you understand what our people sacrificed to give us the opportunity to be included in the franchise? And somebody is going to tell us to vote the couch? Who says that they're pro-black?
I'm loving his channel. I'm definitely subscribing. Hold on. Cause and I'll let y'all know what it is too, so y'all could go over, because he is educating our people. But he just gave the #1 reasons why you should not vote for him. Subscribe, notifications. I love stuff like that. Here we go. This is them. All right, and we heard for Trump's former FBI director, and I forget the other woman, but they all say he's a threat. The #1 threat in America is domestic terrorism. They mentioned that Project 25. It is crazy. It's a whole agenda. Let me go back because some other stuff came up. So I got Michael Cohen. We'll hear briefly what he has to say. He testified against Trump.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Fiber helps you poop.
I hate that commercial.
Joining us now here on set for his first interview since tonight's verdict was announced is the prosecution's primary witness from this case, Michael Cohen. He's joined here tonight by his attorney, Danya Perry. We're grateful to you both for being here.
It's good to see you all.
How are you?
I guess the word is relieved. This has been 6 years in the making. Remember, the very first time that I met with the district attorney's office, we talked about it when I was on your show after putting out Disloyal. The very first time I ever met with the district attorney's office was while I was an inmate in Otisville. They came up to see me on 3 separate occasions. So this is a 6-year process within which for accountability to finally be had.
Were you surprised by the verdict?
No, I was not. I've been on so many of the shows on here on MSNBC, and I've told you all along that the facts speak for themselves. The documents speak for themselves. I've listened to so many pundits come on the various shows, including some of the hosts talking about X, Y, and Z. They couldn't be further from the truth. And I would have conversation with my lawyer, Danya, on a regular basis. And I would say, I don't understand it. I just don't understand. How come they don't see the same things that we're seeing? I understand that, yeah, it makes great headlines and so on, but the facts are the facts. And at the end of the day, the facts are what prevailed here.
You mentioned the time frame and what it's been for you. Before tonight, there was this criminal scheme that had been described by prosecutors, right? This illegal conspiracy to influence the election, payments to benefit the campaign, laundered through the Trump organization, booked falsely as funds for something else. It's been described by multiple prosecutors. But before tonight, there was exactly one person who had gotten in trouble for this scheme.
Only one.
Only one. It was you. You were not the beneficiary of the scheme, but you were the only person who had been in trouble for it. I mean, the National Enquirer got immunity, but you ended up in prison.
As did Alan Weisselberg.
Yeah. Trump's Attorney General, Bill Barr, told SDNY to stop the investigation after you were in prison, after you had gotten the sharp end of that stick, and to get Trump's name out of it. It's finally been 8 years down the road from these alleged crimes. I just have to ask you, I know you just said about how you feel about the verdict, but that's justice delayed. Is justice delayed, justice denied?
That is interference. Isn't that interference with a criminal case? All right, so I'm glad he's relieved. That's a little bit of his reaction. You have to go to MSNBC to see the full video. I just wanted to get a briefing. His niece, Mary Trump, also reacted. Now, she's been out loud. She's been speaking out loud about the type of narcissist her uncle is. Well, she reacted to the verdict. Let's hear what she has to say.
Here's how auto mechanics remove car scratches in just 90 seconds or...
Please thumbs up this video. Like, comment, share. All these things help me get into the algorithm. Please and thank you.
Trump's niece, Mary Trump. She's the author of a book about her uncle called Too Much and Never Enough, how my family created the world's most dangerous man. She's also the host of The Nerd Avengers on MaryTrumpMedia.com. And I should tell you, this is Mary's first interview since this verdict today. Mary Trump, it's nice to see you. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. We appreciate having you here.
Oh, it's great to be here, Rachel.
What was your reaction when you first heard the news?
I was, as you can imagine, relieved, happy, and it took a minute to sink in, but it also, as the counts went 1 through 34, guilty, 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 etc., the weight of this moment really sunk in. It really hit me. This has so much meaning for all of us. I'm incredibly proud of my city and my state. I am really just relieved on behalf of the American people. This is such a long time coming, and I know that he's been found guilty of the charges that were presented to the jury, but in some ways it feels like it's standing in for all of the other crimes this man has gotten away with his entire life. So there was something just incredibly gratifying and moving about it. And I've heard people say that we can celebrate the jury system, we can celebrate the jurors and the way this trial was handled, but it's a dark day in America that somebody in Donald's position has been found guilty of these crimes. And I would respectfully disagree. I think it's a great day for America. I think it shows us that in some instances, when it really matters, this system is holding, and that even somebody like him, who has with impunity gotten away with some of the most egregious crimes over the course of decades, has...
Who else does that sound like, Knotty Crew? The Diddler. Period.
Finally, at long last, been held accountable.
What impact do you think this will have on him personally? You understand his sort of demeanor and his history in a way that the rest of us don't. The rest of us have only ever seen the public side of him. How do you think this will change him, or
yes,
Veronica, how do you think
Veronica.
he'll respond?
You know, it's interesting. I heard Michael Cohen say earlier that Donald is somebody who will never take responsibility and will always deflect and cast blame to anybody else. And, you know, this is something he learned at the knees of my grandfather, who taught Donald the same thing. You just never take responsibility for anything. We saw that during his disastrous 4 years during his administration. He never takes responsibility for anything. And because of that, along with the fact that, again, he has operated with impunity for so long, I think it's going to take a while for this to sink in. And I think we're going to see a very similar dynamic to what happened after the 2020 election. There was a moment in private when he understood that he had lost. He will understand that he has indeed been found guilty on 34 criminal accounts. I'm sorry, I shouldn't smile, but it makes me smile to say that out loud. But the humiliation of that is going to hit him so deeply, as it did 4 years ago, that he, as I believe you said earlier, will have to create his alternate reality. And unfortunately, we see that this is not something that just impacts him. This is something that has drawn in millions, tens of millions of people, and it has left all of us at risk. So I think we need to expect the same thing here. He will do everything in his power to spin this so that it is, he'll try to make it an advantage to him. And we need to guard against that. And he will also stop at nothing to change the subject. So I do not agree that we don't have to worry about violence here. We need to worry about his willingness and eagerness, actually, to use his power and his platform to get other people to carry out his threats. We saw this yesterday.
We saw it when he incited the riot at the Capitol. Okay, this is his niece, Mary. She's been speaking on his narcissism for years. She's been spelling it out for years. Like, he will never, ever take accountability. And that leads me to what his speech was this morning. I found it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Just remember what Mary said. Now listen to this.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you.
Shout out to CBS New York.
This is breaking news.
Now our coverage of the verdict in former President Trump's criminal trial. Yesterday, Trump was found guilty on 34 counts of falsifying business records. His sentencing is set for July 11th. But this morning, the former president is speaking live from Trump Tower. Let's go to it now.
And we have a president and a group of fascists that don't want to do anything about it. Because they could right now, today, he could stop it. But he's not. They're destroying our country. Our country is in very bad shape. And they're very much against me saying these things. They want to raise your taxes by 4 times. They want to stop you from having cars with their ridiculous mandates that make it impossible for you to get a car or afford a car. It would make it very possible for China to build all of our cars. It's a very serious problem that we have.
It's a problem, but you were canoodling over there in China. He's a walking oxymoron, Naughty Crew.
Went through
fair use
experiences.
This all falls under fair use commentary. We are using this for educational purposes. Thumbs up this video. Share this content. I'm just showing you how this narc operates. His niece just spelled it out for us.
At a conflicted judge, highly conflicted. There's never been a more conflicted judge. Now, I'm under a gag order, which nobody's ever been under. No presidential candidate's ever been under a gag order before. I'm under a gag order, nasty gag order, where I've had to pay thousands of dollars in penalties and fines and was threatened with jail. Think of it. I'm the leading candidate. I'm leading Biden by a lot, and I'm leading the Republicans to the point where that's over. So I'm the leading person for president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put 2 sentences together, given by a court, and they are in total conjunction.
Sir, I don't think it's a good idea that you disparage the judge that is going to rule on your sentencing in a matter of a month and a half. I don't think that's a good idea, but this is how much of a narcissist he is. Like, comment, share, please.
The White House and the DOJ, just so you understand, this is all done by Biden and his people. And maybe his people more importantly. I don't know if Biden knows too much about it, because I don't know if he knows about anything. But he's nevertheless the president, so we have to use his name. And this is done by Washington, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. So we have a judge who's highly conflicted. You know what the confliction is. Nobody wants to write about it, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. If I do, he said...
And let me just warn you, he goes off topic a lot. Like, he's having a hard time focusing because he can't believe they had the nerve to convict me. The hell is wrong with these people? That's his attitude.
I get put in jail. So we'll play that game a little bit longer. We won't talk about it, but you're allowed to talk about it. I hope you do. Because there's never been anybody so conflicted as this.
What he's doing right now is feeding information to Magna or MAGA, whatever they call themselves, the Proud Boys, all them fascist groups. Remember I told you, the FBI director came out and said the #1 threat to America is domestic terrorism. And guess who's the head of that? Guess who's the leader of that? The orange man himself. Look at him. The same way he incited that riot, he is feeding information to them right now so that they could start protesting.
As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair. We weren't allowed to use our election expert under any circumstances. You saw what happened to some of the witnesses that were on our side. They were literally crucified by this man who looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He looks so nice and soft. People say, oh,
he's giving me like, he's speaking like a first grader right now. Oh my God, his ego is so freaking smushed.
Like such a nice man, no, unless you saw him in action. And you saw that with a certain witness that went through hell. And when we wanted to do things, he wouldn't let us do those things. But
oh my God, for the first time in your life, someone is telling you no.
With a certain witness that went through hell. And when we wanted to do things, he wouldn't let us do those things. But when the government wanted something, they got everything. They got everything they wanted. It was a rigged trial. We wanted a venue change where we could have a fair trial. We didn't get it. We wanted a judge change. We wanted a judge that wasn't conflicted. And obviously he didn't do that. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We had a DA who was a failed DA. Crime is rampant in New York, violent crime. That's what he's really supposed to be looking at. Crime is rampant in New York. Yesterday in McDonald's, you had a man hitting him up with machetes, a machete. Whoever can imagine even a machete being wielded in a store, in a place where they're eating, and he's going rampant, and Bragg is down watching a trial on what they call crimes. They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. You know, it's only a misdemeanor, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before. I'm falsifying. You know what falsifying business?
What is that? What is that? Falsified business? It couldn't be. What is that? Do this seem like a man that needs to be president? And he's talking about somebody can't put two sentences together. Neither could he. He was fighting with the paper. Like, because he wanted to go off script so bad.
Because in the first degree, they say falsifying business records. Sounds so good, right? It means that legal expense. I paid a lawyer, totally legal. I paid a lawyer a legal expense. And a bookkeeper, without any knowledge from me, correctly marked it down in the books. A very professional woman, highly respected, she testified. Marked it down in the books as a legal expense. So a legal expense, paid a lawyer, is a legal expense in the books. It's not sheetrock, construction, or any other thing. It's a legal expense. Think of that. This is what the falsification of business records were. And I said, what else are you going to call it? What else are you going to call it? Now, I would have testified. I wanted to testify.
Of course you did.
The theory is you never testify, because as soon as you testify, anybody, if it were George Washington, don't testify, because they'll get you on something.
Now he giving legal advice. Unbelievable.
You said slightly wrong, and then they sue you for perjury. But I didn't care about that. I wanted to. But the judge allowed them to go into everything that I was ever involved in. Not this case. Everything that I was ever involved in, which is a first. In other words, you could go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there? And my lawyer said, what do you need to go through? All you wanted to do is test.
Him and Diddy, bad boys for life.
By simply on this case. Because I would have loved to have testified. To this day, I would have liked to have testified. But you would have said something out of whack, like it was a beautiful sunny day and it was actually raining out. And I very much appreciate the big crowd of people outside. That's incredible what's happening. The level of support has been incredible. So the whole thing is legal expense was marked down as legal expense. Think of it. This is the crime that I committed, that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years for. I am asking for every pro-Trump.
And people are donating to this lunatic. He can't even keep one thought straight. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear? He cannot even keep one thought straight. He is having a hard time even staying to task. One breath he's talking about is a legal expense. Then he jumped to he loves his supporters. Child.
You have violent crime all over this city at levels that nobody's ever seen before, where you have businesses leaving, and businesses are leaving because of this, because heads of businesses say, man, we don't want to get involved with that. I could go through the books of any business person in this city, and I could find things that in theory, I guess, let's indict him, let's destroy his life. But I'm out there, and I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country, and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important, far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen in the future. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. And the people understand it because I just see a poll just came out, the Daily Mail.
Right,
right
work.
It was done last night right after the verdict, where I'm up 6 points. 6 points from what we already were. We were leading fairly substantially. We're up 6 points in the Daily Mail poll. Now, maybe other polls come out and says something differently. But a lot of people have predicted it because the public understands, and they understand what's going on.
Look at all these people.
It's a scam. There's a rigged trial. It shouldn't have been in that venue. We shouldn't have had that judge.
That's all
He should have
people right there.
allowed us to have an election expert. We had the best expert, most respected expert, head of the Federal Elections Commission. He was all set to testify. He was waiting for 2 days. And when it was his turn, Bragg's people protested. And the judge knocked him out, said you can't testify. He actually said you can't testify for anything having to do with the trial. You can say what the federal elections is. Well, that doesn't help. Everybody knows that. But you can't testify. So
Lightwork brought up some good points, and shows did Veronica. She said he probably not going to jail yet. At least he still has more cases out there. Yeah, he got like 3 more trials to go through. Lightwork said he already used donations to pay for his legal fees. Right? Then, after promising to never ask them for anything. Right? But during this whole press conference, all you see is Trump ads coming up for donation. Little money laundering going on.
Eventually, he wasn't able to testify. Other people weren't able to testify. But with these people, they were able to use people salacious. By the way, and nothing ever happened. There was no anything. Nothing ever happened, and they know it. But they were as salacious as they could be. And it had nothing to do with the case. But it had to do with politics. And do you notice the timing? The timing was perfect. This case was dead. It was dropped by every agency, every governmental board. It was dropped by the highly respected Southern District. They said, no, there's no case here. It was dropped by federal election, and that's what it's about. This is about a federal election, not a state election. You're not even allowed to look at it. They took the state and the city, and they went into a federal election. They're not allowed. The people from federal...
Does anyone understand what he just said? He's speaking a whole bunch of gibberish. To all you Trump supporters out there, make it make sense.
Southern District and Washington dropped the case. Everybody dropped the case. There was no case. Cy Vance dropped the case. And when Bragg came in, he said, this is the most ridiculous case I've ever seen. And who would have a certain person, again, gag order, who would have a certain person like this ever testify? He said, this is a set.
Again, gag order.
one of the worst people I've ever seen, ever, to testify. He said, the craziest case I've ever seen. This is Bragg. Then when I announced I was running for president, a long time later, they decided to revive this case. And they got a judge, Judge Marchand, who was responsible for another case that was also brought. It destroyed the life of a very good man, by the way. Destroyed the life.
Shut up, Trump, for a minute. We have an educated queen giving a comment. Carol says he never speaks clearly. His supporters understand his mess. No intelligent person can understand this mess. Exactly. Lightwork said he thought he was untouchable, and now he blaming everyone instead of his own action. Who did that sound like? Hashtag no Diddy. It must be something with the New Yorkers. I don't know.
A very good man who went to prison once, and then they just put him in prison again because they said he lied. He didn't lie. I looked at the statements he made. In fact, he didn't remember something, and they put him in jail again. They've destroyed him. With me for many years, he was an honorable person. He was an honest man. And if you look at what he did, supposedly.
Excellent point, Veronica. He barely stayed awake during trial.
It never happened. There's never been anything like this.
For those of you who are just joining, please thumbs up the video, like, comment, share. The first half of the show, we got into some updates on the Diddler, Diddy, hashtag no Diddy. Notorious B.I.G.'s mom reacted to the Cassie video, and she said she want to slap the man out of the Diddler. And so now, and I have to fix the title, now we're getting into people's reaction to the Trump verdict. We got into... hold on a second. I forget the name. We got into Defiant Lawyers. Let me go to my history. And now we got into Mary Trump, his niece, her reaction. She was excited. We got into Michael Cohen's reaction. He felt relieved. Child, let me try to push this forward some.
A lot about the gag. If you don't give up Trump, and he was told that, you're going to get 15 years in jail. And he made a plea deal because he didn't want to spend the rest of his life, and he was told that viciously. We're living in a fascist state.
He was told that viciously. We living in a fascist state, but you trying to create a fascist country. Make that make sense. Mm-hmm.
Told that viciously. So you can go to jail for 4 months, 5 months, or you can get 15 years in jail. So do a plea. Almost who wouldn't do that plea? Everyone does those pleas. It's a horrible thing. There's a whole group of lawyers that fight that. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. But they destroyed his life. So many other things. You look at Southern District didn't want to bring the case. Nobody wanted to bring the case. And then you know who didn't want to bring the case? Most of all is Bragg. Bragg didn't want to bring it. But then he brought it. And they tried to make it a different case. They didn't say legal expense equal legal expense. Again, if I wrote down and paid a lawyer, and by the way, this was a highly qualified
And we've
lawyer.
been listening to the first extensive prepared remarks by former President Trump reacting to the conviction yesterday, found guilty on 34 felonies by jury in his hush money trial in New York. making him the first former president in U.S. history to be convicted of a crime. And joining me now is CBS 2's political reporter Marcia Kramer, as well as civil and criminal attorney Dante Mills. Thank you both for joining us. And Dante, is there any reaction to what Trump just said?
Yes, it is. I just want to touch on a few points because he walked through a lot at that press conference. From my understanding, it's not with a teleprompter. He's kind of just speaking from the top, which we know he liked to do. He mentioned a lot about the gag order. I think it's important for us to understand what that is. The gag order is still in place, but the gag order only covers Trump talking about witnesses specifically, jurors specifically, and then the family and staff of the prosecutors and the court. That's the only thing he can't talk about. He is allowed to talk about the case. He's allowed to talk about the judge, the prosecutor himself. Here, Trump talking about Bragg. So he mentioned the gag order as far as a restriction, but that just restricts him talking about witness, jurors, and then family members of the court and the prosecutor. So we have to understand that he does have the ability to talk about this case. Is it helpful to him? I don't know, maybe not. The judge clearly is listening when Trump speaks because they talked about some of his comments during the trial at his press conferences. So will that factor into a sentencing? We don't know, but Trump is risking that because he's not showing remorse, which is something judges look for when they sentence someone after they're found guilty. And we know that's
So exactly,
Stop you from having.
he is hurting his own self. Y'all let me know. Pure narcissist. Pure narcissist. 1 second, guys. So like Mary Trump said, he'll never take accountability. It's going to take him a while for it to sink in, just like when he lost the election. It took him a minute for him to accept it, right? But this is the result of these. Like, why are you giving press conferences? You spoke on this yesterday. But as a result, ooh, what was that? Oh, God. Shirley Strawberry is back trending, child. Not for no good stuff. But because of the way he speaks, and I just wanted y'all to hear, this is him implanting information to the Proud Boys so that they can act like this.
Holy mother, you suck, there is no justice in this country. He's guilty! Not guilty! He's not guilty! You piece of shit! Why the cause? He's die! You fucking corrupt motherfucking...
This is what he wants. This is what he wants. This man is sick, and he's a threat to our country. All of our lives would be put in danger if he becomes president again, because he doesn't care anything about anyone else. All he cares about is himself, and his agenda, and pushing his agenda. His niece has spoken about this over and over again. She's written books about it. All right. But I think it's a good thing that he finally got convicted. Now, why he is able to still run for president, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because anybody else with a felony, they can't have certain jobs, right? And this should be one of them. I don't know. I'm going to do some research. Maybe we could start a petition, Knotty Crew. to have him removed. But people are reacting everywhere. Here's a TikToker's reaction. Here we go. I love him.
Donald John Travius Trump has been found guilty of over 30 felonies and yet still running for president November 24. You're nasty. And that ain't the part that behooved me. What behooved me was I was found guilty of 3 felonies. Yet before I got them expunged, I couldn't even vote for president, let alone run for one. What are the stipulations exactly to being president? Because you would think that that's an elite job, somewhere you would want to be clean like Obama was for 8 years. I feel like if DJ can be president, so can Diddy. From Donald to Diddy, the city won't be pretty. Shit, now I'm not saying I will vote for Smack-a-Ho, but I feel like Diddy could run for president, and Ben Roethlisberger can be vice president, and Caitlyn Jenner can be first lady. And that's what I call making America Kate again. That's what, just look at her. Donald just looked guilty. You know, like, and so what? And so what? I gave him a little fucking hush money. Sometimes you want to shut up. Trump and them bleach blonde, bad-built butch body bitch brows. I said, Trump, you just showed up looking guilty, Trump. Trump is the example of you can do what the fuck you want as long as you're rich. If I was this rich, I wouldn't have gave a damn about my felonies neither. I had to start from the bottom and climb my way back up. Trump just made a speech and went live. He was like, you know what? It was all rigged. It was all rigged. This is someone from the Joe's campaign just not wanting to see me. Trump, when you are found guilty of over 30 felonies, that ain't called rigged. That's called you did it, my nigga. You did it. And them brows say I did it, Trump. You come in with the guilty face, wearing the same damn suit you had on when you gave them people that hush money. Trump don't give a damn. When you that rich, you can do whatever you want. I aspire to be that rich.
Period. I love him. Shout out to Love Darren Fleets. I loved how he broke that down. And Spitfire, I can't show your message, but I hear you. You said felonies can't drive city buses, but he'll get to run the country. Slap that. All right. Miss Wallace needs to slap that. Period. Okay? So social media reacted everywhere. Okay? This person, what's it? Robert something says, so orange is the new orange. Like orange is the new black. Child. People are going crazy. Maxine Waters says, Trump, shut your mouth. You talk about saving the Constitution. You're the one who has disrespected the Constitution, and you have supporters who believe we should get rid of the Constitution. Just shut your mouth. You're convicted on all counts.
Right, what's going on? Hey, we got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
So memes are going crazy. FU Quit says, I personally want to congratulate Donald Trump for finally winning a popular vote.
That motherfucker's guilty, 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 that motherfucker's guilty.
Okay. That motherfucker's guilty. That motherfucker's guilty. I love you all. I love you all. I'm about to go ahead and get out of here. I wanted to close the show. A TikToker, because a lot of people be asking like, where did Jaguar Wright come from? How did she evolve? Hold on, let me see if I can find it first. But this TikToker actually did the research. Oh, even Shamar chimed in on Donald Trump. Child, I don't even want to go that ignorant. Because some people is just ignorant.
He don't want to get married. He don't want to sign the paperwork over. Nah.
Diddy don't want to get married because he gay. He gay. I know I'm missing it somewhere. Y'all hear about the 3 black men suing American Airlines for being racist? Child. It's going down. Carrie Hilson speaking out why she couldn't be bothered with the industry no more. Oh, here we go. So for those of you, because he said a lot of people was recommending, like, find out where Jag came from and this and that or whatever. He actually did the research. And I'll say, sir, thank you. Thank you for saving us some time. Here we go. And I know Jaguar, Jag liar, right, wrong is not everybody's favorite. But she did a lot of work on Jay-Z's album. Here we go.
Right. My girl Jaguar Wright. Most known for her allegations and accusations against people like Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige, just to name a few. But I wanted to dig a little deeper into who Jaguar Wright really is. I always get comments of people asking me, who is she and how does she know so much about the industry and their secrets? So Jaguar Wright, whose real name is Jacqueline Suzette Wright Johnson, she was born May 17, 1977. She was born in New Jersey and she moved to Philadelphia at the age of 12. Jaguar Wright is the iconic voice that you heard on Jay-Z's song Cry.
That's the Unplugged episode.
When Jay-Z said that she was behind so many different songs that he did, I did not know that at first. These are just a few. Can't Knock the Hustle, Song Cry, I Just Want to Love You, Jigga That. She also sung backup for each and every last one of these songs that you see right here, from Hova, Takeover, Girls, Girls, Big Pimpin'.
Okay? I didn't realize she was on that many of Jay-Z's songs. Right. And, I think it's a matter of her actual deviance and going through different ones and different people. I mean, look at her now. She got a new man or new boyfriend every other day or new girlfriend, whatever side of the sexuality she want to be on and stuff like that. And she got herself blackballed. She fell off. Probably the drugs, the alcohol, and the cigarettes and the gambling took over. Congratulations to Simone Biles. She was in the building last night competing. Love her. Love her. And of course, her hubby was right there on the sidelines cheering her on. So love that. Love that for her. So congratulations to her. All right. And I want to share, remember, see, I miss Basketball Wives, like that first season with Evelyn, Tammy, Royce. It was epic, right? Yeah, she is awesome. So y'all remember that first reunion with Tammy and Evelyn? I only could play the audio, y'all, but I forgot all about this because Tammy, my girl, I love Tammy. She no nonsense. She straight up. She like, I ain't effing with you. All right, and then we're going to close the show for real. Here we go. So remember, Evelyn had revealed to Tammy that she slept with Tammy's ex-husband. And that's where all the beef started between them. And Evelyn was able to coin the what's that? She got t-shirts made saying you're a non-factor. Remember that? All right. Remember this reunion? Because Tammy got with her. Woo! This is when she started dating Chad.
I didn't know when was the right time to tell you something like that. And I was sincere with that. I didn't know, and I'm starting to like you, so I'm in an awkward position. I'm like, how do I tell this girl this? Like, I wasn't trying to be shady or nothing like that. That's the way it came off.
Okay, so we got this point. Y'all are not going to make it up, and it's not going to be better. Right now, you don't trust each other. That's it.
At this moment, I have to honestly say, I don't know if I could be in her space. And at this moment, I could say I really don't give a So then I don't need to tell you that I Chad.
Yeah, Tammy. Yeah, Tammy. She said, Evelyn said, I don't give a fuck. And Tammy came back with, then I guess I don't need to tell you I slept with Chad. Then the look on her face. I miss my old shows. I miss Basketball Wives first season. I miss Mob Wives. Bring my shows back. I'm going to need for Mob Wives to come back. Right. Veronica, right. Do y'all need me to play it again? Did y'all hear it? Oh my God. So that's a classic Basketball Wives moment. I think Evelyn was scared of Tammy. Evelyn Hosada. It's like, I'll take that back. She a DV victim. I'll tell you that. She stuck up for TV victims. So her whole card has expired. As per Drea. I appreciate it. Uh-huh. Tammy don't play. That's the one person she was just like Krishan Rock and Tommy. When Tommy told her tattoo on her face was stupid, she ain't had no smoke for Tommy. Look, everybody meets their match. You know, people need to just watch their mouth and stuff like that. But that was a classic Basketball Wives moment. And I appreciate every last one of y'all joining me today. Let's leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about Biggie's mom, Voletta Wallace, coming out and giving her feelings about the Cassie video that is going around. I mean, Diddy is a voyeur. He should be happy. He was sending videos of Cassie around to different men, advertising her. So he should be proud that they're on front display to the world. So leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. Let me know what y'all think about the reactions to Donald Trump's guilty verdict. I think he's always going to have that following of extremism and fascists and the Proud Boys and things like that. But remember, the FBI director said, our number one threat here in America is domestic terrorism. And Donald Trump is the leader. We need these convictions to come down the pipe. But meantime, he's still able to run for president. Make that make sense, all right? So people are not happy about that because people come home from felonies. They can't get jobs. They can't get housing. You know what I mean? They just so limited. So why is he getting to exercise his white privilege? Let's just call it what it is. And he's still able to push this agenda on the folks. So leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. Congratulations to Simone Biles. She seems to be doing great. She's in great shape. Love her long time. Hey, Mickey made it. Appreciate you joining. Please like, comment, share so that we can get the word out here. And I'll go back in my description box and add the links for the YouTube channels that I use for the information. I already subscribed to the one guy because he was dope. He was giving facts and he was bringing Donald Trump's former employees out to speak about to his personality. He is a danger. All right, so let me get out of here. Hope you all have a good weekend. I'll be live, so follow me on my different social media platforms. They'll be in the description box. I'll be live, and I'm going to see Nas, baby. I can't wait to see Nasir. Go take me over the Queensbridge, baby. Appreciate you all. Till next time, Knotty Crew, I'm out. One.